Good evening. Hey everybody. How you doing? Who's here with me? Happy Wednesday. Happy past that full moon. Holy crap, you guys. How many of you were up all night? I didn't manage to really fall asleep until after 5 on Monday night. And I didn't do a giant thing. You know, I did a good ritual, but um, yeah, 5. So happy almost Beltane. Beltane is Saturday, or Beltane Eve on Friday, whenever you celebrate. Beltane is the month of May. Let's call it that. There's a reason that it was said that it was unlucky to get married in May. And that's because May was called the honeymoon. And it was the honeymoon because it was a month of sexual license where people, you know, got to have their fun with no consequences except maybe babies. And so it was seen as not auspicious to make a commitment in the month of May during the honeymoon, during the time of license, that, you know, the energies, when it was just this rampant sensual and sexual energy, it was just bad to try to swim against that stream and make a commitment. Anyway, May is coming. And I mean, for me, May is here. Driving around, everything is in full bloom. The forsythias are done and gone. Daffodils are like, there are some hanging in there. Lilacs are full bloom. Magnolias, dogwoods, all of the crab trees, crab apples and everything are just full bloom. So usually it's April showers bring May flowers, but we hardly got any April showers and the May flowers are here. The May apples are up. People are truffle hunting. It's like, wow. Very, very, very early and quick spring. And I checked the Farmer's Almanac today, and it looks like we're not going to be at risk of another surprise cold thing, even though that has happened in May. It looks like their forecast for May is good, mild spring. So hooray for that. Hey, Becca, mood swing. Oh, my God. Yeah, it was, whoo, it was intense. And it's funny because usually the 2 nights before is when I start not being able to sleep. But, well, now that I say that, I think it might have been Friday or Saturday night that I did not get to sleep until like 3. And then, you know, I pounded around and got a bunch of energy out of my system and everything on Monday, but boy, my brain would not drop. So, yeah, there was a lot of high energy out there. I hope you were able to take advantage of it. It's been kind of a high-stress day. Pyewacket got neutered today, and that's always hard on a mommy, to take your baby and drop him off and know they're going to get stuff done to him. But he was such a good boy. And Mitchell and Gilbert, you know, usually you take one cat to the vet and bring them home, especially for some kind of surgery where all the smells are. And the other cats will, like, you know, hiss and sort of reject him. Mitchell and Gilbert welcomed him home with kisses. I mean, like, welcome home, dude. You know, I have a picture of them, of Pye and Mitchell sitting up in the upstairs hallway, like tandem bathing. Come on, bro, let's bathe. Get that crap off your fur, you know? So they have been very sweet, not a hiss, not a growl, not in anything. It's been wonderful. Like, very good boys. Very, very good boys. So tonight, I think I'm going to be jumping right in here. What I have, I went back and forth a bunch, but then it became obvious. This is the Robin Wood Tarot, and just this past week, Robin Wood passed away. So in her honor, using this deck, and this was only like, I think maybe the second deck that I bought. I had the Smith Waite that I stole from my brother-in-law. And then the Hanson Roberts was my next tarot, and I think this one was the one after that. So I've had it for quite some time. And Then we have my first Lucy Cavendish deck, which is the, what's it called? Wild Wisdom of the Faery Oracle. Keep it simple tonight, one of each. But let's start with the smoke cleanse. And I may even go over and grab some frankincense and myrrh because I'm not done with the smell of ritual. Air and fire, purify and charge. Salt and water, bless and make whole. And through the sage. Sorry if I'm whispering. I don't have a lot of energy. Like I said, it was very stressful. And then Cliff picked up a tick, and in trying to remove it, the head came off. So we had to deal with that. And boy, am I over this. I am just so salty about the tick situation. I've decided I'm buying myself a beekeeper's outfit, and that's what I will go out back with. I've heard things like take your clothes off when you come in and put them in a hot dryer for 20 minutes, and that kills what's on your clothing. I have bought a lint roller. I've bought the cedar side stuff to put on the ground, and I'm wondering, even if, if cedar does the trick, if maybe I have a couple of little smoking pots with cedar in them sitting around the porch. Anyway, looking at my lighting situation, it's going to get dark over here, so, well, we'll just do. Let's, relax with me for a moment. I feel like I'm terribly far away. There we go. Calling in ancestors and allies, guides and guardians. You especially, Lloyd. Thank you so much. And Jessica. Thank you for being here, my friends. Please open up my mind, open up the Akashic Records for us, allow information to come in. May whoever watches it find something that's useful to them, something that brings clarity, insight, perhaps a look forward, or at least a way forward. Thank you so much for your presence here. I'll tell you what, I can feel that going through my aura tonight. I had some gunk in here. I had some gunky stuff for sure. All right. Let's go, shall we? Hi, Sherry. Good evening. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. All right, Taurus. Cards are flying out for you already. Oh, dear. All right. Well, Taurus, it seems like you as well are in this place where you feel like you're just stuck, trying to look forward, trying to take responsibility, but instead you end up looking back. And looking back with regret. What I'm getting here is regret. So, Taurus, I want you to think about what kind of regrets you are carrying right now that keep pulling you into the past. And tonight, I meant to frame the intention for the readings tonight as, tell us about Beltane energy and a Beltane gift. What is the Beltane gift? So perhaps the Tarot is going to tell us kind of what we need to work on or ask for, and this can just talk about gifts. We'll see how it goes. Everybody's going to be different, you know that. And when we're doing general readings, and I forget to say this, that these are general readings, so it can't be expected that they're going to hit accurately, in detail for everybody. So if you look for your sun, your moon, your ascendant signs, There's bound to be something in there that resonates for you, or even if it's something that it's not your sign, not one of your big three that hits for you, you've got all the signs in your chart. Maybe it's hitting another facet or the house where that sign rests in your natal chart. So, okay. So yeah, I think we need to deal with whatever regret is keeping us tied to the past rather than looking to the future. Taurus. All right, let's give these a shuffle. I want more. I want more. I want more Azrael. And I did mean to buy supplies and package that up to, put some up for sale, but boy, we had big expenses. Car stuff and kitty stuff and all kinds of stuff. All right. Who else is here with us? Check in, please, so I can say hi. Taurus. They're telling me this is the last shuffle, and I'll take it off the top. The secret path. An irresistible pull down a distinct path, ley lines, mystical traditions. Okay, so where you're getting pulled, to Taurus, is into the past, into your regrets, even your resentments. Resentment, regret, everything that you play over and over in your mind that keeps you bound. It's not that easy to just let go of something that's got a hold of your emotional energy. But what we can do is transform. So rather than looking back and saying, here's what I wish didn't happen, because what a waste of energy. You cannot change the exact events of the past, but what you change is your perspective, is what you're looking for. Resentment is because you're looking for blame. You're looking to absolve yourself and blame someone else, or maybe you're looking to blame yourself. But we're playing the blame game, and here talks about being pulled down a mystical, mysterious path, being pulled towards the shadow work or the karmic lesson that is underlying this process of being pulled into the past and into resentment. So this talks about ley lines and mystical traditions, which, what a great thing for Beltane. This is a great mystical tradition. And I mean, Beltane is the second of the festivals. It's the first one where the light has overtaken the dark. And so our workings at the solar festivals over spring and summer get really out there, external. We're looking at gardens, we're looking at what's happening in the world outside us, what we want to manifest out there. But this is talking about really rooting yourself in the magical tradition. And what that means for Beltane, since it's a solar festival, is that all you have to do is ask. You just have to ask for what you want. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Amy. Welcome, you guys. So for the Esbats, for the moon rites, we do our work. We got to figure it out and put it together and wamp up the energy, and we have to do our work. For the solar festivals, it is the gift of the seasons. We receive the gift of the turning of the wheel at the solar festivals, at the Sabbats. So you just need to ask for what you want. Here's the gift that I will gratefully receive from you, Spirit, this Beltane, the gift of what's going to grow in my garden. And here it's talking about your connection to mystical traditions and also your connection to just energy pathways, ley lines. Finding a place that is potent for you to go to and maybe do a spell where you bury these old resentments. That would be an excellent thing to do. Surely there are places that we all have that are kind of our personal ley lines, places where we have experienced mystical things, places where we feel a deep spiritual connection. And those places, whether they're actually on ley lines or not, it's enough that they affect us. It's enough that their energy crosses ours. So maybe find a place like that for this Beltane and look at what past blames, resentments, regrets you are ready to bury. Don't try to bury ones that you're not ready to bury. If it's fresh and you have no clue and you haven't even approached, I mean, it might take some of it. But the ones that are ripe and ready to go, so that you can let yourself off the hook, you can unchain yourself and turn this around to look to the future. All right? Well, they are off and swinging tonight, I'll tell you. And I love this deck. I love the Robin Wood deck. My very first live stream, and here they come flying out. My very first live stream was talking about the Robin Wood deck, and it was a disaster. I think the sound was awful. It tanked. It was buffering like mad because I was doing on the Wi-Fi, and so it tanked in the middle. And I think I salvaged it and put it together because the reading with this deck was just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. All right. What do we have here? Gemini. Let's see what we have for you. We got a whole chunk, so let's look. All right. So what work are you doing, Gemini, in order to strengthen yourself here, in order to strengthen your tie to the land, in order to strengthen your tie to material resources, to the earth element, to the things that you are looking to harvest? This is talking about strengthening your relationship to those, getting your hands on those things more, but it's also talking about making this force your ally, not a thing that you have to wrestle into submission or tame. This is saying, how can I love my garden into fruitfulness? Hold on a second. Pulling the window wide open. All right, let's see what other ones you got here. Oh dear. Interesting setup. Okay. All right, there's also some stuff here, and what I'm feeling, Gemini, interestingly, is that some shit kicked up on this full moon. I mean, Scorpio full moons kick up shit for everybody because it's deep. It gets down to our emotional roots and the stuff that is frozen solid. So I'm looking here at something which was considered an utter failure, tragedy, or disaster. And that's in the past, but there's still an inability to kind of open to joy. And the Emperor in the middle says, whose choice is this anyway? Who chose this, right? So time to look at it, claim your power, finish the grieving process, and make a choice. The Emperor's authority, and well, buck stops here, right? He's saying it's time to choose where you're spending your emotional energy on that. So, well, big chunk of messages there. One more, they say. Oop, and there they come. All right, Gemini, chatty as usual. Look at this. I'm going to take... We're going to take one off the top. Maybe. Okay, letting go, detachment, moving on. I mean, absolutely. This is talking about, this is just kind of dissatisfaction. This is big grief. This is big, oh shit, something horrible. And this is just kind of dissatisfaction. So I think we're talking about doing the grief work so that you can let go of the big part and detach from the event itself, and then look at how the sense that I'm getting is, look at how you have not allowed yourself to move on and fully enjoy life again. Possibly time to sit down with yourself and tell you what you deserve. I had to do this. My working this full moon surprised me. I got out the colors candles, thought I was doing something totally different came out of my mouth, and it was exactly what needed to happen. So, you know, self-forgiveness, letting go of just this kind of nagging dissatisfaction. And the fairy tales here say then we can let go, detach, and move on. Let's look at these two. Appreciate beauty, value of the exquisite and small. The beginning, creation, dawn, the beginning. So we have something that ended in the past. When we end the remnants of it now, when we ask to be free of it so that we can plant really good, you know, healthy, healing things in our garden, physical and mental garden, then we can come back to our appreciation. And sometimes the way out is also by bringing appreciation to the very small things and the very mundane and the everyday. Then we get a new beginning. And the last one here says, slow down. Listen to the heartbeat of the earth, subtle energies. So we're not going to go racing past this, but now is the time to acknowledge and to start the process of grieving. Start working that out in your mind, Gemini. It's going to be slow. Let it take its own time. Focus on the little things, appreciation and beauty. When they got big stuff out here and it's taking its own time and you can't push that river, take great interest in the details of everyday life. And if you can't raise them to an art form, at least appreciate them as an art form. Then you move ahead. All right. Wow. It's a free-for-all. They're just coming out all over the place. Okay. Cancer. Okay. Look at the swords. Oh, goodness. All right. I'm going to take these three together. Look at these. This is really interesting. So we've got the Page of Swords coming in with the Sword of Truth. Here comes insight. Here comes truth. And we've got the Five of Swords kind of going back at him. And then we've got the Page of Cups. All right, hold on. And yes, this is the 5 and not the Thief card, but this certainly looks like someone who is gloating over victory, that we've got a couple that have been defeated and it's like, ha ha. So we need some, all right. I think there's a situation here where we're feeling maybe a little bit proud of ourselves, a little bit negatively joyous, if you know what I mean by that. That's the scorpion enjoying the sting. Let's bring her in here and see. I might have to bring these in to clarify it. So 8 of Swords talks about a situation of your own making that you need to look at and let yourself out of. It's not a win-lose thing. It's not a win-lose situation. You are not a victim. You can release yourself by just, you know, this is not a tight bond. You can take the blindfold off and see that you can walk right out of the middle of those swords. Let yourself out. Let yourself out of victimhood. Because this says you need to recognize the truth of it, recognize your part in it, and Page of Cups says recognize the lesson in it. This is appealing to your better nature here. The Page of Cups says, yeah, I do, you know, I do have some other feelings about this. So we want to tap into that, tap into our empathy, tap into our inspiration, and facing the page here that says, and I bring the truth that cannot be denied. We take the blindfold off, we see the truth of it, and then we can do some healing. This is Crystal. Okay, we've got Crystal Dawn, the beginning again. So that's the beginning for you, letting yourself out of the prison, recognizing what your responsibility is. And, okay. because Cancer can tend to withdraw when we've got kind of a battle situation of, you know, me against you. I feel like I'm being attacked. I feel like there's a battle situation. And then you can kind of slap on the blindfold and tell yourself whatever story you want to tell yourself about victimhood. But the sort of truth here is when you catch yourself being righteous and playing the stories in your head about why you're so right and they're so wrong, that's time for the sword of truth to come up and say, everybody has a part to play here. You certainly have a part to play in your experience of it. So it's time to be open to emotional insights, not just your moods, Cancer, but your emotional insights, your psychic ability. And this also is an indicator for meditation. So if you need help in deciphering what that is, time to do some deep meditation. Okay. And then that brings about the beginning. I want one more. Everybody's not getting these big clumps of cards. Except for Taurus in the beginning. And it's funny, what did I have? 2 cards, and there was this huge thing that came with it. So it's not the number of cards. Ooh. All right, this one. Sticking out. Story keeper. Tell your story. Legacy. Write your wisdom. So this is one of the things that you can do that helps you look in for the truth, is start writing about it. Write some poetry and go ahead and write the victimiest story you can. About, you know, just clutch your pearls, write the victim story. Go for it. And then set it aside. Let it sit. Maybe let it sit for a couple of days. And then start thinking about the empowered story, the empathic story, the story where you can see what the real emotional patterns in the karmic lesson is. And then go back and read the victim story and see what you think. Okay, so it is time to tell your story. And, you know, it could be, although I'm not getting the involvement of another person here, I think whatever it might have been an issue with another person, but the resolution happens inside yourself, not necessarily with this other person. That's what I got for Cancer. Our stories are our treasures. You know, when we do, I just want to riffle shuffle. When we do the Kwanjan Bosai dance, dances of universal peace, there's a round, the second round, where we're dancing and we're holding our hand like this, like a cup. You hold it at your heart. And as you go around the circle, your cup is on the outside of the circle, and your arms like this. You're taking things out like this. And what you're taking out of that cup is your wisdom petals, or you can imagine them as gems and jewels. It's all of your life's lessons and the things that you've learned from them. Because this is your unshakable wisdom. Those mystery lessons, the lessons that you become, you don't learn them, you become them, they change your freaking life. Those are your gems. That's your authentic wisdom that you teach from. All right. Leo, do you want me to cut or not? They say no. They say no. Take 3. Holy moly. Okay. All right. So the Hierophant, for you, Leo, things have just been the same old, same old, same old. And it's really getting to be a grind. So look at the world here. Look at her. Look at her blowing the doors open. And then we have Queen of Swords. And in this deck, Queen of Swords always talks to me about wounds, about the wounds that we carry, the armor that we wear. But she, in this deck has such a gentle energy to it. And I see her, too, standing up for the truth and saying, I will be there to support your truth. So Hierophant says the routine needs adjusted. We need to either bust up the habits that we've been doing day to day that aren't necessarily we're not, maybe not even enjoying. But it also might be time to institute some new habits that can take us to that place where anything can happen, you know? It's like the Fool card is all potential, but nothing is manifest. The World card is like everything is manifest and it's all available at your fingertips. It's all there for the taking. So look at what's blocking you from progress, Leo. What habits are blocking you from progress? Where do we need to question the dogma of our day-to-day activities or even our belief systems? Because once we do, once we shake up that status quo, the all-access pass comes busting through. And the Queen of Swords says, now I can look to the future with less armor, but armed with, you know, the sword of truth and knowing my story. I want more on her. Okay, let me just go here. I had 2 other decks chosen first tonight. And then I realized that my decks that live in my box, they all live in bags. I don't ever dip into that box. And those are older decks. And it's like, no, we're going for the older stuff. And the ones that I had chosen, I asked them what they thought, and I was getting nothing but court cards and negative cards. And it's like, okay, you know how I hate court cards. Okay. Secret doorway, working with intuition, second sight opening, dimensional doorways. Ooh, look at the doorway opening here. Boom. Mother and daughter, mothering, teaching, sharing knowledge, nurturing self-worth. Okay. So what we're nurturing here, we can be nurturing the inner child, nurturing ourselves, mothering ourselves, or sharing that wisdom with someone else. But this secret doorway, it's like, Leo, you're poised here to move into another level, another phase. Hold on a second. I still want more on this queen. I need a clarifier on her. Ooh, the third major. All right, so this really is about your creative expression, Leo. It's about shaking up the routine. It's about acknowledging all the gifts that are available to you to use. They're right there, and using them to shine your light on the world. We don't need to look forward to the future with so much guardedness anymore. It's time to strip off the clothes and be the naked baby bouncing around on a pony. That's joy, right? And then the secret doorway, I think you need to really nurture the psychic gifts right now. I think it's time to really do some meditation. One of the first past life experiences, maybe the first one that was consciously a past life experience I had was I did a meditation, and I had been meditating daily. By this time, I'd been doing the Shakti Goin stuff, so I knew how to, do the stuff. And I went into meditation, and then I saw myself standing in front of this gorgeous door. And the door was a door to past lives. And I opened that door and went through it, and there was another door. And I opened that door, and I just went through this series of doors, until I went into trance state and was in this sand. It was inside. Everything was sand colored, and there was sand on the floor, and there was a grid drawn in the sand with symbols in it. And I was holding a snake. And I let the snake go, and it went across the grid, and I read the signs. So, opening inner doorways, and that used to be a festival that happened up at Brushwood, New York. It was called Opening Inner Doorways. So that's what you work on now, Leo, is again opening those inner doorways. Those inner barriers are starting to fall, and it's time for them to really fall. And this one, the barrier of I've got my wounds and my baggage to carry with me, that's not the truth of it. You can dump it like a bad habit. Okay? but it does take nurturing. And what a wonderful thing to do. All right. Where are we at now? Leo. Hey, while you're hanging around, hit that like button, fam. Oop. Here comes Virgo, shooting out the deck. All right, they don't want to be shuffled anymore. Do you want to go in there or what? There, thank you. I'm going to take that one. I'm going to take that one. There's that Page of Swords again. Okay, the Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Look at this. So there's a little bit of a conflict going on here, Virgo, between your head and your motivation, what you're inspired to do. There's a lot of options. There are a lot of things that you're thinking about. A lot of, well, you know, just, well, I could do this or I could do that. A lot of ideas. But we've got to make a decision here and then get some motivation going, because these two courts kind of facing each other. That's what I love about this deck, is the way people face can set up some very interesting situations. So we've got mental energy and we've got inspirational energy here, but they seem to be going at loggerheads. You know, what I feel the energy to do, physical energy to do, is not what my mind is telling me I need to do. And, you know, the ideas I come up with, I don't have physical energy for, or we're spending our energy in a place without a plan. Without a plan. Time to make a plan, time to do your Virgo thing and be discriminating about what your options are. Whittle them down. Here's what you do. Write them all in a list. Take the first item on the list and compare it to the second one and say, I can only have one of these two. Which one is it? Whichever one wins, you compare it to the third thing on the list. I can only have one of these two. Which one is it? By the time you get to the bottom of that list and finish the last item, you will have your number one. So that's a way to kind of whittle down what your top passion is, if you have too many things that you're getting passionate about and you need to decide. I think that's what it looks like. There's a lot of passion, and there just needs to be a decision and a plan coming out of all that passion. Oh, okay, let's see. Carry me home. Support, time to be carried, allow others to help. Little Boy Blue is dreams come true, return of the soul. That's pretty hefty. Okay, so here I'm thinking that maybe someone else's opinion is called for in what should I do. If you really are at the point where it's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other, I just don't know, either flip a frickin' coin or maybe call in somebody else and say, you know, if it's two things that would really benefit from being done, maybe there's one you don't enjoy so much and say, hey, would you like to do this? You know, you might enjoy doing this. So divvying things up like that. Time to be carried. Let somebody else help you. Delegate. And then, I mean, this one's kind of way out here by himself. Dreams come true, return of the soul. For that, Virgo, it's just then you step out of the mental realm. Time to step out of the mental realm into the body, do some soulful shamanic work, get the juices flowing, get yourself connected to the stream, you know, get yourself in that magical place. You know what it feels like. You guys know what magic feels like, right? I'd like to know how you've experienced it and how you would describe the feeling of magic happening, the feeling of being in a soulful place. How would you describe that? But yeah, I think that's your Beltane blessing there, Virgo, is just you can drop some of the stuff that's been keeping you, you know, kind of bashing your head against yourself, and you can reclaim some of your soul, reclaim some of the joy of life. That's always a good thing. Always a good thing. Did any of you watch the how to do an indoor maypole video? And I need to put up one tomorrow on how to do the maypole dance, because you would think that this is something everybody knows how to do. For some reason, I just kind of knew how to do it. Oh, they're telling me just take these two. Okay. But it sounds a lot more complicated than it is. And it's really very easy, and it's very, very fun. Okay, Libra. Libra, we've got something new starting. This is a new seed being planted here. Look at that Ace of Pentacles. That's the beginning of resources, new resources, something new. Putting that seed in the ground, literally or figuratively. This is, look at how he's looking. He's looking over here. Can you see? This is a great deck, you guys. You should have this deck. In honor of Robin Wood, you should have this deck. But he's looking over here. He's guarding. He's guarding this seed. So there's something that you're starting here, Libra, that is just beginning, and it's going to take you really guarding. Whether that's keeping your business to yourself until it's time to let people know, or just making sure that conditions are right for the thing to grow, and really watching all of the things that need to happen, watching all of the conditions, you know, metaphorically, if it's a plant, it's, you know, water and sunlight and warmth and food and all that kind of stuff. Whatever project, what does it need? Does it need your time? Does it need your decision? Does it need your money? You know, what does it need? So, but this is, to me, is saying that the thing is vulnerable. What you're starting here is going to remain vulnerable for a while as you work on it. Look, we've got the 8 and the 9. And interesting that there's an ace and then an 8 and a 9, because it says that the beginning has already started, but we're kind of finishing up some things as well, too. So the 8 there talks about getting your hands on the tools and doing the work. So we want to both do the work and be protective of the work. And like I said, that might mean not bringing somebody else in on it until things are more stable, more solidified. The gift, a present, an offer, nurturance, growth, potential, nurturance, guardian, do the work. And then, ooh, okay, dark moon, maturation, growing up, introspection, know thyself. Well, this makes it easier for you to kind of guard what you need to guard. If you know yourself and you know you're on the right track, this is what I want to do, here's my project, and it's coming out of my gifts, then I can keep it under wraps. I don't need to broadcast it to people, because sometimes, you know, when we get enthused about something, oh, here's what I'm going to do, and we share it too soon or with certain people, first of all, the opinions come, and then the offers, oh, I can help you, I can do this, I can do that. But if it's something that this is yours to do, and this is what, you know, be very discriminating about who you share it with and what you know about those people, and if this is the right person to share things with. I'm going to move my candle over here. Does that help there? I think it does. Okay. Getting dark on that side. So yeah, I think there's a great new project starting for you here. I think it's going to get off to a flying start, but you've got to be careful, guard it, and just do the work day by day. Just put the work in. Because it's a gift. You are using your gifts there, and keep things under wraps until you know it's the right time to share. All right. Scorpio. It's It's a beautiful day today. It was like 80 degrees. We were supposed to have storms, like right at the time we were going over to pick up Pyewacket, and it was like a half-hour drive to go get him. And I just didn't want him to be coming home all wazzed out and thunderstormy and everything. But we didn't. 10 o'clock tonight, it's going to be raining. Okay, this is Scorpio. That one wants to come. The rest of them want to stop. Oochie, oochie. Ouchie, mouchie, zigazouchie, Scorpio. Look at this. 2 5s and a 4. 5s represent like critical, things getting kind of critical. This one was the first one that came a flying out. So we're talking about keeping resources very close to the vest, Scorpio. And on the one side, we've got just some serious stress, a serious emotional drain. And on this side, we've got, I was going to say a battle, but the phrase that came up in my mind is a game being played. Wow. I'm going to take these, and then I'll probably ask for clarifiers on those, depending on what we get here. All right. Oh. Beauty and the Beast, unconditional love, and fairy lovers, new love, courtship, romance, falling in love. Wow. I mean, this is all about love here. So let's see. Ah, okay. Wow. All right, Scorpio, this is going to hit you where you live. We need to look at our relationship with love, with our romantic partners. Because Scorpio, this is talking about really open, falling in love, romance, unconditional love, very open love. But unfortunately, Scorpio can get pulled into possessiveness. They can be very acquisitive emotionally and very possessive and dominant. I want to keep you for my own. I want to control the situation, which of course causes some grief and heartache. And then we've got kind of the battle going on here too. Hold on. Okay. Oh, I feel the humidity going up. Wee-hoo! All right, those came kind of levitating, so I'm going to look at those two. We've got the King of Wands. Oh, the Knight of Wands and the Moon. All right, so this really is about deep-seated emotional stuff, Scorpio. Time to shake some of this loose on Beltane. Ask for it to shake loose. Ask for your finances to shake loose. Ask for anything that you're feeling grasping and possessive about, anything that you're worried is not going to be enough. It's time to let loose of that. Oh, okay. You know what? When this came out, I looked at it and I saw the moon. I didn't see the star. All right. So then the star is saying there is hope. There is hope, Scorpio. Whatever heartache you've kind of been nurturing and holding very close to yourself, almost like it's precious. You know, these are my scars and they're precious to me. I think it's time to drag those out into the light of day. King of Wands and Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands talks about just movement, man. He can be a change of residence, travel, just a creative project just getting kicked off and moving. And the King of Wands is that very, very capable person. So this talks about, this is a reminder that you are incredibly capable, Scorpio. You can deal with these things, with these heartaches, with these little battles, with these win-lose situations. And we can reach out to, you know, spirit, so this Beltane, you can kind of ask your guides to help you with this, to help you shift things from looking at the woundedness to looking at the karmic lessons to finding inspiration in your own story. seeing yourself as capable, seeing yourself as, oh, you know what? Have you ever seen the movie The Fisher King? Um, I'm reading your comment, Sherry. I'll talk about it in a minute. But the Fisher King, the thing that keeps coming after him, is like this. So this could be, but that doesn't really relate. It's just an image that came up. This is about really kicking that horse. Go. It's time to get going now. Instead of being stuck, because this Four of Pentacles can talk about you just being really bogged down, Scorpio. Whether it's some financial limitations, you're really feeling limited and bogged down, and there's the emotional fallout, and then we tend to look at things as win-lose. So time to light a torch, time to step into unconditional love and think about, loving your life and romance and stuff. Sometimes the details really bog us down, So for Beltane, what is the energy of Beltane but the energy of romance? Romance and flirtation and sauciness and sexuality and sensual delight. Doesn't have to do with, another person. Sensual delight, the delight of delicious food, the delight of beautiful things to look at, the delight of lotus essential oil, the delight of delicious May wine. My woodruff is blooming. So you can make May wine, and just, the delight of the senses to help pull you away from some of this oppressive stuff, give you the momentum to push through it. And the star card says your guides are there to help you. So call upon them. All right. Did you guys see I hit 1,000 subscribers? I kind of forgot about that. Yep, it just says 1K, exactly 1,000. And interesting, because I was to the place where I had almost doubled the number of subscribers in a month, and now I've dropped back again. And I feel it. It's just, we're all there. We're all worn out, you guys. We're all ready. And the president saying today that if you are vaccinated, or the other day, whenever it was, if you are vaccinated fully, and that means 2 weeks past your second dose, if you didn't get the Johnson & Johnson, we can gather outdoors without masks. We can go out and have a free summer, as long as we're not packed in with the crowd, like at a concert or going to a street fair where everybody's real close together. Wear a mask then. Social distance still applies, but we can be free. And I want to wear a sign that says, I have a vaccine. I've been vaccinated, because let's face it, the idiots that refuse to get vaccinated are also not going to be wearing masks. So how do we know? There's the High Priestess. Sagittarius. Whoa, damn. So that whole group came flying out, and look at what we got here. 4 major arcana. All right, Sag, it's time to tap into what you know. It's time to, that one wants to come off the top too. It is time to take some quiet time and sink into your knowing, your deep wisdom, because look what we got here. Okay, where do I start? King of Swords on one side. We got the motherfucker here, and we got the guy standing his ground over here. So this is success in standing your ground and claiming your territory. The King of Swords, though, is those rigid ideas that really need to be shaken out. And the High Priestess next to him says it's just time to give up the secrets. Time to give up the secrets. And what I'm getting as the secrets is the roots of these attitudes that were implanted in childhood, implanted in family of origin, negative messages, messages that are not true for you, or belief systems or whatever. What messages did you take in that are now being the guardian at the gate for preventing you from accessing your deeper knowledge, from trusting your deeper knowledge? Not that you can't access it, but you don't trust it. So we've got to deal with this guardian here. And whatever messages, and I'm thinking messages like, that's a bunch of bullshit. That can't happen. That's not true. Yeah, airy fairy hippie stuff, blah, blah, whatever. Just those judgments need to go. Because look at these three: the Tower, the Devil, and Death. Okay. The Tower takes us back to the event that shook us, the event that shook me. And interesting, it seems like the messages tonight really are about what we're going to be clearing for Beltane. It's not really about bringing stuff in, but there's been a lot of clearing messages. What about getting rid of the blockages in the way? And I'll tell you one of the reasons why I think that is. We have been on a sort of an upside down lunar cycle for a while now. If you notice, for each lunation, which a lunation is the new moon to the full moon, right? And generally we think about, okay, we've got the Taurus new moon, and then we'll have the Scorpio full moon with the sun still in Taurus. But what we've had is the Scorpio full moon, and now it's coming down to the new moon in Taurus. So we're almost working on this backwards waning, a different kind of a waning cycle, if you get what I mean here. It's hard to put into words. But I think that's what it's saying, is that in order to move forward for all of us, in order to claim the bounty and the beauty that's there for us to claim at Beltane, we've got to get rid of the blockages. We have to identify and acknowledge what's blocking. So the Tower says that earth-shaking event, that traumatic event. And then the Devil says, what did that make me lock in about my beliefs? What was the fallout of that trauma? What am I still attached to with that trauma? What do I still believe from that? What belief got installed that needs to be questioned? What judgment and belief needs to be questioned? Because it's got us trapped. It's got more control of us than we have of it. And what needs to happen? It needs to die for good and forever. It's time for it to be dead and buried. This is, oh God, when I said that, I got like this real upwelling of like sob grief. And it feels like it's just ready to go. It feels like it's ready to go and go for good and forever. Gosh, Taurus, I feel like you almost got shortchanged, except there was a lot of information that came out for you, too. Okay. Sagittarius. You want to come. Okay, and you want to come. The Unicorn and the Maiden. What a great thing for Sag. Communication with Unicorn. Purification. Undercover action. Okay, Silver Sisters, time to take protection from toxic thoughts and energies. And this is, okay, this is standing your ground. I'm holding them off. I'm not letting them take over. I can conquer these. This is like the one really positive card next to the, the High Priestess out of all these other four, is I have the strength to stand up against this and protect against it and tell it it's time to go. And the Unicorn and the Maiden, the purification here is the grieving, purifying this toxic, stuck energy out of your energy field. Okay. All right. Wow. Oh, I wanted to see what that other one was. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, call on the mothering energy in you, the one that knows how to make fabulous food and beautiful things and a wonderful surrounding, and treat yourself, Sag. Okay, come on. Everything's falling everywhere. All right. Looky, we got 3. Oh, and one of them turned itself upside down. This is Capricorn. And Sherry said magic feels like living a live affirmation, knowing, comport in knowing. Yeah. To me, magic feels like it's a flow. It's like when, okay, here's an example. Way back in the 90s, I and my ex-husband, and although he was not ex at the time, and so my then husband and our friend were playing Risk. And if you've ever played Risk, you do these battles, and the battles are rolling dice. And if you roll six, you want to roll sixes because you want to roll higher than the other guy. We were battling, and I just had, it was me and Chris, not my husband, it was the friend. And it's like, okay, here we go, come on. And I just had this come down over me, and it felt like, watch this. And I took those dice and went, bam, 6, bam, 6. And I was staring him in the eyes the whole time, 5 in a row. And I knew every one of them was coming out of 6. It was just that feeling of sureness and confidence. And, when I'm like doing magic or I'm in ritual and in that magical space, and it's like, as something amazing and miraculous is happening, it's like, I know it's going to happen as it's happening. And kind of like when we did Tam's little ritual when he was 6, and it was Beltane, and I was shuffling, the fairy, Froude's fairies. Shuffled the cards, standing on the deck, shuffling them. He's not interested in being there. Cards fly out. It's like, okay, what is it? And we got the Bright Mother and himself, like this, one on top of the other. Happy fucking Beltane. Okay. Oh, I just threw half the deck on the floor. So, and those were from the last one. All right. Put you back, and I'm going to take from here. We'll take 3 from here without the hair. There's always long hair on the floor around, because when I'm working, I'm constantly pulling on my hair and, put it on the floor. Gross. Okay. So, let's take a look here. Look at the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is shining the light. Here I am. Here's what I have to express. Here is my creative energy just blazing out full. Got the Thief card on this side, saying you're not going to get away. Somebody's not getting away with something. And then we've got the 8 of Swords again, which says that you're not stuck, you're not trapped. It's a situation, a situation of your own choosing, of your own making. So shining the light on that, and I think I need a clarifier on it. Over here is unconditional love and Acorn's invitation. Oh, is he a Beltane guy? Touch, exchange, connection, unconditional love. So if anything, Capricorn, Beltane could be a lovely time for you and your lover. It's, Beltane energy is just like no other. It's like no other. It's like the barrier drops between the two, and it's just the sweet, 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 sweet love. Okay. I want more here. And I'm hearing also, Page of Wands is talking about communication. All right, and we've got the star there too. So, time to ask for help, Capricorn, to reach out to your guides and ask for their help. Ask them to help clear out the mindset here of I touched this and heard I can never get away with anything. And So feeling like you can never get a break, that you can't even steal a favor, you know, this idea, I can't get a break and I'm trapped. He's saying, no, you aren't. Take the blindfold off and just have a chat with spirit. Have a chat with your guides. Tell them what you need. And that's what he's saying, communicate. Tell them what you need. Instead of just going, I can never get a break. How about saying, I would like a break now, please? Or, you know, I'm just trapped. I'm just trapped. No, I don't like where I am. This is where I need to be. Can you please show me the way out? So, time to shine the light as the star is shining the light, bringing you inspiration, letting your guides help you out of this to change the mindset here, because there's some love, there's some connection. It says exchange, touch, exchange, connection. Even if it's not physical, there's a wonderful connected exchange to have, and it might even be with just yourself. Showing yourself unconditional love and feeling connected to your home. Okay. Aquarius. Okay, somebody's holding out. Sherry, Amy, Lisa, Becca. Who else is watching? Ooh. Boy, he's been coming up. Look at this, you guys. This whole thing just flipped itself over like that. So we will take you. And I'm looking at the bottom. I'm trying to get in the habit of looking at the bottom of the deck too, looking at the foundation of things. So this guy came out first. So we've got this win-lose mindset again. But something new is beginning here. It's about time for you to walk away and move forward from a struggle here. Aquarius. It's time to stop struggling. Time to claim a victory. Time to let others go their way. Claim the victory that you have, not the one that you wanted, that you couldn't have. Claim the victory that you have. And Ace of Wands says, time to get a boner for the future. I love this Ace of Wands. Look at it. It's got sunflower boils. But it's time to get started. And the Page of Wands says, yes, it's time to shine my creative light, to walk away from this and even think, you know, nah, 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 I don't have to deal with you anymore. And again, that vibe of communication, or just letting yourself be known, letting your light shine. Okay. How many do we have here? Let's go. Wait, they flipped themselves, so I'm going to take them from this end. Greenman's Bride, Sacred Union, Commitment Ceremony, Maturing into Deep Relationship. Ooh, perfect Beltane thing. Okay. Gossamer Princess, Communication, Relationship Work to be done. All right. I'm not sure those have a place here. But we do have something to be done here. And if this is all about relationship, then, you know, it is a soulmate type relationship. It's something that can mature into something deeper if we can get through the battles and think in terms of what we want to create with each other. Remember that a relationship is thing number 3. You have person 1, person 2, relationship is thing 3. It is a separate entity that is co-created by the two of you. So this takes creativity, looking at what I would like to create. It's time for it to start. And let things deepen, but it's communication is the key. That's what he says too. Communication is the key here. Let's just take them what these to light the darkness. This is ancestors and ancestral lines. So that can be talking about looking at old relationship patterns that maybe, you know, came from your family of origin. And then this one, catch me, trust, surrender, leap of faith into the unknown. So yeah, there's only so much that you can control if you really are going to let the relationship take off and live on its own. then at some point you have to release control and take that leap of faith. And again, this can talk about a relationship with yourself, like you're connecting with your true self, your spirit part, rather than just your personality and ego, right? Okay. Pisces. Oh. Look at the star, time number 3 for Pisces. Okay, Pisces, Pisces. And that's her third time out tonight. Wow, you guys, we're feeling so trapped. Oh, we've got 2 there. All right. Those 2 came out together and these 2 came out together. All right. So the star is here to just shine some new light on this sense, again, of being trapped, of being a victim. This beautiful breeze coming in as the rain comes in. And I hear leaves blowing. It's springtime. There's leaves to blow. Okay. So again, the star always tells me that your guides are like right here going, just pick up the phone, you know? So give your guides a call, ask spirit for help, tell them, pour out how you're feeling. I'm feeling trapped. And like I said, you know, with Gemini, it was like write the victim story, or Gemini or Cancer, I can't remember one. But do that. Tell yourself the victim story. Tell them your victim story. And feel them hear it all the way. Feel them hear it on a deeper level than you know the story. And then down here, the Star and Strength, 8 of Swords, 6 of Cups. All right. This to me is talking about redeeming some good memories, changing the story. There's a great NLP exercise where you take a storyline and you kind of play it in your head, and then you can stop the film, reverse it, play it again as you want it to be. Play it again so that you can rewrite the history that lives in your head. And this is all with the purpose of setting you free in the present. Strength card says it's a gentle process. It needs to be a gentle process. And we need to be guided by spirit. We need to be practicing our spiritual ethics the whole time and treating ourselves the way we would treat somebody else. Because sometimes we can be the most caring, nurturing person when somebody needs our help, but when it comes to us, we're just like dicks to ourselves. So Strength card says, tame it, nurture it, redeem and reclaim whatever the good memories were so that we can let go of the victim story. Like I said, so many similarities here. Oop. And we've got, oh my God, those exact 2 that came out for Capricorn, except they were like this. And I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled, and they came out separately. So there they are, the Beltane couple. Touch, exchange, connection, and unconditional love. Time to practice that for yourself, Pisces. Practice unconditional love for yourself. And look at how you can connecting with spirit, connecting with those around you, dropping facades, you know, being vulnerable, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely time to turn the victim story around with the help of spirit and give yourself some loving, tender loving kindness, and living in those wonderful memories, or creating actual new memories around things. I think that was the quickest message tonight. Just went bang, 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 and here we go again. This is Aries. Holy shit, you guys. All right, the collective tonight seriously is having a problem with, we are grappling with feeling so very trapped. Who can blame us? We are feeling so very trapped. It's time to set ourselves free. There's just no two ways about it. And I want to clarify. Then we've got Three of Pentacles, which is executing a plan, bringing all your skills to bear and executing a plan. But you've got to look at how her face is turned this way, but she's got a blindfold on. She says, I can't see the plan because can't see the forest for the swords all around me. I can't see my way forward to picking up the tools and executing the plan because I have convinced myself that I'm just stuck and trapped and I can't move forward. All right. I'm going to take 2 here. Golden gift, magical help is on its way, and the gatekeeper. Fairy time, time shifts, dimensional slips. Okay, this is Aries I'm on, right? Yes, this is Aries. All right. I think I need some clarification. All right, Aries, magical help is on the way. It's time to do some big ritual. Remember, I talk about ritual being a time that is no time and a place that is no place. This is it. That's the time shifts. That's fairy time and the dimensional shifts. So finding a way to shift your perspective, to shift your sense of time. You know, the paradoxes are, maybe the old time flies when you're having fun, and the corollary of that is time drags when you're not, right? So if you need time to move faster, do something that's joyful. Sometimes when you get lost in the minute details of everyday living and really appreciating things that are small up close can shift your time perspective and expand that time. It expands your time when you're enjoying something into this eternity of enjoyment, but it can also make the time that's, felt dragging move more quickly. Then we've got King of Swords coming up here, so there's the motherfucker there too. This guy needs to shut up. He needs to shut his mouth. Ooh. And we're going to turn that one upside down, and then we've got the Emperor upside down. Oh, shit. Okay, wait. You need to finish the grief process, Aries. You need to acknowledge the emotions and let them out. Sometimes you can't just rage things out of your system. You've got to feel the feelings. And address the judgments here. The Emperor says, I'm not in a place of making a decision right now. I can't rely on authority right now. I don't have the authority that it takes to stand up and make a decision. This guy's making all the decisions. So this plan that's kind of buried, this also says that you have the necessary skills to deal with this, but there's certainly some emotional stuff that needs to be taken care of, Aries, and some judgments that need to be answered back. Magical help on its way. That's always good news. Step into that ritual time. Lose yourself in something, something magical until time moves past. Sometimes the best we can do is hold still and let time go by around us. Sometimes. And I want to tell you guys, it's been very interesting. This channel has been such an interesting exercise for me. And, you know, I've kind of been reckoning with the idea that, you know, the only person setting my standards and deadlines and things is me, and sort of really giving up on any kind of idea of making money. I'm even thinking of maybe dumping my Patreon, just because it's maintenance and deadlines and stress, but it is making me get some work done that I've needed to get done for a long time. But it's also been interesting just in terms of, you know, doing something consistently, and because of the sameness of the thing that I'm doing, it really shows the difference in me, you know, when I'm up and when I'm down. And at the end of the summer, when my energy's like, wee, I want to do a video every day, and keeping that up for 2 months, 2.5 months, more than 3, I think it was 3.5 months. And then watching what happens when the light goes away and I go into the dark and I crash and I can't keep that up. So I think, you know, my channel's going to kind of flow around that. I still find myself without the energy to do the kind of thing that I did at Samhain for Beltane, but that's okay because I'm a crone and Samhain is my holiday, not Beltane. So it's not my time of year anymore. So here we have the last thing. We've got King of Wands and the Star. So I'm looking at each of us being our really capable selves and bringing all of our skills and creative gifts and talents to bear in tandem with Spirit, joining hands with Spirit. Spirit brings the inspiration. Spirit shows the shortcuts and provides the magic. And we bring the know-how, the professional know-how, the skillful know-how to that. Now let's see who's coming out here. Oh, looky, 2 new ones. Yay. Solace and the Merlin. Solace says, return to nature, tree wisdom, natural remedies, flower essences. What a perfect thing for Beltane. And the Merlin says, guidance, mentorship, teacher of the old ways. So, partnering with Spirit here, bringing our skills to bear for Beltane. The inspiration will be there to have a wonderful Beltane, a wonderful ritual. And that ritual has to do with returning to nature. Well, not without a beekeeper suit for me, I got to tell you. Unless it's out front, I am not going in those woods. I mean, Cliff has not been going in the woods, and he picked up one. So, all right. And then guidance, mentorship, teaching of the old ways. Look this Beltane at maybe who's around you that's younger that you can share your practices with, that you can hand along these traditions to. And if you do an indoor maypole, you know, you can hand along that tradition. But show people, you know, tell them the pagan ways that are underneath all of the Christian holidays, and enlighten them around those things. I want to take one more off the top for each. And there we have, look at all those cards showed up tonight. Out of all the cards in the deck, all 3 of these showed up before. But this is, again, the reminder of skill and saying we have a plan. So we've got our own creativity, we've got the inspiration of Spirit, but what we need now is a concrete plan to follow. And this one, we'll take this off the top too. We have Gatekeeper, Fairy Time, Dimensional. So this is all about ritual on this side. Ancient wisdom, ancient practices, returning to nature, the tree wisdom and flower essences, and going into fairy time and feeling the time shift there. Frickin' awesome, you guys. I'm very happy with that. What do you think? What you think, eh? Are you there? Are you listening? Did you fall asleep? I hope not. And we are at almost an hour and a half. And that's where I will let it go because it has been a stressful day for me. I had my anxiety kicked off by the ticks situation. It was just so frustrating. The thing is, You know, when I got mine off and you grab down, like, you know, right at the skin or even some of the skin, and then just pull, just steadily, pressure, 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 and then it fucking lets go. Well, Cliff was trying to do it and his hand shook and it took the head off the thing. And I mean, we were trying. We could get a hold of it with pliers, but it is, these little motherfuckers, I'm telling you, they hold on and they don't let it go. It's awful. Yeah, I know. We need a big ritual. We need a great big gathering and a ritual. And, you know, what I'm looking forward to is my church, where I was doing Dances of Universal Peace when the pandemic hit. And I've been doing them there for many, many years, particularly at Hogwarts. And they just built a new fellowship hall. So we've got this new place, you know, a big hall, and I can't wait until we can be maskless with each other indoors. I was even thinking, you know, if I had to do a circle and with masks, I would just do very even dances. I wouldn't do, you know, the big energetic ones, because people would be passing out from not being able to breathe through their masks. But I'm looking forward to it. I really feel, I wish we could deal with this third of our people that just refuse. I have bounced a couple of friends from my Facebook friends list because they're like, you know, I respect how you feel, but it's like, this isn't about feelings, folks. This is science. It ain't about feelings. And so, and then they're like, well, you know, what do you care if I don't get vaccinated? You're getting vaccinated, so you're protected. Not necessarily. We need everybody to be protected so we don't have it continuing to spread through the population. We need to stop it spreading through the population. As long as there are unvaccinated people, people will still be spreading it. And people that have been vaccinated can be carriers. You know the drill. You guys are smart. All right. So, yes, I'm going to wrap this up now. And you're very welcome, Sherry. And, yes, I hope that we get a really nice soaking rain tonight. That'll be nice. All right, you guys. I think I'll probably put up a video about how to do a maypole dance tomorrow. And certainly I will be here on Saturday. I also really understand if you do have a circle that you gather with on Beltane. And I will be looking at when I want to do my Zoom party, my 1,000 subscriber Zoom party. And when I wanted to show you, looky, can you see? It's a lion. This is I think my sister-in-law gave this to me. And it's like, isn't it gorgeous? And I didn't really know what to do with it. And then I put my hair up tonight and I thought, yeah, I'm going to wear my lion. Yeah, if we don't get herd immunity, absolutely the virus will keep on mutating and spreading. And we need everybody's cooperation. Some people don't cooperate. They can lose their ticket on the bus, but just do it quick, you know. Anyway, you guys. I will see you on Saturday, I hope, for our Beltane prayer circle. And we will partake of that energy. But, you know, let Saturday kick off the merry month of May, the honeymoon, Beltane all month long. Let's go for it. Party your asses off. Let's really find some serious enjoyment and start pulling out the stops as long as we keep ourselves safe. Because we need it. We all need it. All right, you guys. Take care. I will see you when I do. This is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.